guys, it's Karen from Beyond IVF Baby channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today I wanted to talk about IVF. Well, it seems since the late 70s, early 80s, there hasn't been a tremendous amount of growth in what technology is available. Sure, you can do genetic testing. You can even find a clinic that will help you gender select so you can implant the baby girl you've been waiting to have or the baby boy you've been trying to have for a couple of years. So yes, we have progressed. We have also progressed that we can select the best sperm, and that's up to the discretion of the embryologist and things like that. So in terms of that particular growth, we have all those options. But if we look at it and peel back all those layers, IVF still requires two things: a good egg and good sperm. If you don't have those two quality ingredients, you're never going to make it to an embryo. So the latest sciencey information in the world of IVF, we've already talked about PRP, we've talked about stem cells. Well, there's a new concept called IVG. So I'm going to link a little short video that PBS covered it. And basically, it's something that brings up a whole gamut of debate if it actually works in humans. I would see a different country, maybe China, being willing and able to test this out. Why? Because there is a correlation between this type of technology and having designer babies, and how that might be helpful to, let's say, the Chinese, helping build a stronger army, looking for specific characteristics, maybe taller, children, stronger, brighter, the whole gamut in terms of all of that. So what happens with this IVG technology? The theory is you can use your own skin, so any skin on the human body, to turn that into a baby. Now, there's a lot of debate about that, but with this type of technology, if it works, you don't even need a male and a female. So it could just be you, it could just be, or it could be two male partners, it could be two female partners. It can certainly make a genetic match to yourself and your partner work out, even if regular science could not permit like a genetic child born from two men or two women. So some of the interesting information about this is, yes, you're going to take the skin, it's going to go into the petri dish, and somehow you're going to be able to get an egg and a sperm, and you're going to be able to combine the two to form an embryo. So the video I've linked, it's not going in full detail, but there are other videos that talk about an artificial womb and all that. Just from my own experience and having so many difficulties, the idea of an artificial womb sounds that it's completely sci-fi to me, and something that will take so long. It will be so difficult to be able to emulate the proper conditions that are required. So I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but it is interesting nonetheless. So let's take a look at basically what's been going on in the world of IVF. Some women have stated that they've had some success with PRP and or stem cells and other technologies where you already have a good egg, a good sperm, and you have an embryo, and you're just trying to make sure that you're eliminating any chance of issues or problems with that embryo and future child. Of course, with this particular technology, should it work, should it transfer to humans and be able to work in the lab and actually go from the petri dish to, let's say, an artificial uterus and then actually manage to be born, we don't know the long-term ramifications. Will it be a healthy child? What, even if the skin cells seem healthy, what if they're not? You will probably have to wait until that child is born in order to see if there are going to be consequences for that child down the line. So all of this is really interesting, but in terms of the future for us, I don't think this is something we'll be able to take advantage of. And if it is, I'm sure the cost will be ridiculously expensive, with IVF already being between 15,000 and up for a single cycle in the USA. I could imagine this IVIG be extremely expensive. While it was allowed for a very limited amount of time in the US and I think England, there was the concept of 3-person IVF. So you're using a sperm, you're using an egg, and then you're using another egg, typically from a donor. So you're going to get some genetic material from both of the women, both the mother that's having, probably if she's not having a surrogate on top of everything else, and then the donor egg with the cytoplasm that's going to be swapped to help make everything facilitate into a healthier joining of the egg and sperm to create everything in the petri dish. So eventually it will make it to a blastocyst and get implanted. So with all of that being said, share your thoughts. What do you think will be the next breakthrough in the world of fertility and IVF? Do you think we're ready for something like IVG? Do you think this is something that could be very ethically problematic? I certainly do. However, if it's used in a manner that is moral, and people who otherwise don't have a partner or do have a same-sex partner and would like to have a biological child, this might be something that would be able to help them if it can actually work in humans. So share your comments, tell me what you think, or tell me what you think is the future of IVF in terms of when will it have that substantial leap in which that more couples who are struggling are able to have their baby sooner. With that, until next time, Karen saying goodbye from the Beyond IVF Baby channel.